So,
Kingdom of Ash?
Kingdom of Ash.
All right. So it's time to talk about Kingdom of Ash.
No.
So you mentioned earlier that you are having some withdrawal.
Yeah. I think it's harder to enjoy other stories because oftentimes I'm either comparing them like unintentionally to the characters that I love, or I'm having to again immerse myself into another story, and it just feels harder to do because I've been in a couple of places for a while, but like more namely like in that Throne of Glass world. Like Fourth Wing kind of split that up a little bit.
Yeah.
But I was just in it for like 8
been
books.
a year.
So it's like it's hard to just like let that go. And I also think reading for other people too prolongs it.
Yeah.
So there is way more time. Like Keandra finished. Shout out to Keandra. Finished it in like 2 days.
Keandra, I'm gonna just directly address you. You were also listening on like 2x speed, which I don't know how
crazy.
you did that.
Crazy.
I feel like my brain would be like scrambled, but
she can't even do 1.2.
I'm very impressed. I know 1.2 is I do 1.05. The most I go up is 1.1, and that's only if it's a really slow reader. Like I don't want it to be fast. But I'm impressed.
Yeah. I spent so much time with these characters in this world with this story. And so just reading other things, you also when you spend that much time reading a book, you get used to how that writer writes.
Totally.
And so going into somebody else's style, which is why I said I have to give Dune a try, because I'm so used to, a particular thing, and it's not audiobook most of the time. I'm like sitting down and reading it.
Yeah.
It's different to sit and listen to an audiobook because you get used to a voice, right?
Yeah.
Like not necessarily the style of writing, but how that person reads it. Because I've seen people take not so great text and say it out loud
and it sounds better,
and it sounds better,
and vice versa. Sometimes it can totally ruin it and make it like not as good.
So I'm just struggling to like fully immerse myself in other books.
Is it hard with Book of Azrael though? I feel like you're getting into it.
No, I am into it. Again, I think it's just a style thing, right?
Yeah.
Like I was used to this one particular style for so long, and like like little dabs of other stuff in between that I liked or really enjoyed. But even those I had to read really quickly because we were doing it for a book club, or it was a comic book, so it was like very different, or you know what I mean? It's just like very, very, very different.
Just not the level of immersement with the time spent, which I totally get. Well, I was thinking,
which I'm only like Book of Azrael, I'm only like 6 chapters in. So it's very different.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was thinking about it too. Is like because I finished this. I don't really remember the exact month. I want to say I finished it around like August of last year. Yeah, Kingdom of Ash. We have the original text with us for this conversation. But I don't know. I feel like I was a little spoiled because a lot of times I hear y'all talk about and everyone talk about like how you have like a really big Kingdom of Ash hangover, like it's hard to move on, and like I think it was maybe a little tough initially, but it didn't take me that long, and I also still am living vicariously through it with you. Like we got to like then do like all the discussion about it, and like you were in the midst of reading it when I finished it, so it was almost like I was still in the world because you were in the world, and that's obviously why we love doing this and seeing reactions and all of that, because it helps us feel connected to it still. But I do think like you reading it has now I feel like I'm mourning the end of it in a different way because like you reading it and us getting like me getting to experience you experiencing it for the first time is over, which is like sad.
That is.
Because it was such, I mean, it was a whole year and a couple months of unofficial book club, our unofficial book club.
Yeah.
And it is funny though, because I got my sisters on it. So like one of my sisters has finished it and we've been like hounding my other sister to read it. And she just texted us yesterday or the day before to say that she's reading it and she's already finished the first one. So I'm like,
oh, Throne of Glass.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
So she's on Crown of Midnight now.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is sad. I don't think I'm as wrecked now as I thought I would be.
No, well, and I think it does help because you kind of do have to continue on because we have our reading list and we have, you know, videos to create for people.
That there was something coming.
Yeah.
So it makes it a little bit easier to move on because you're preparing yourself. Yeah. I've been preparing myself to be destroyed for months. You know what I mean? So,
I also think I had a similar experience as you, is where like the part that wrecked me the most was chapter 89. Like in terms of like full on sobbing.
Yeah, for sure.
That like the rest of the book, I also cried when like Gavriel. I cried a little bit when he died, but I cried more when she gave him the oath, the blood oath when he was dead. Like that still like chokes me up. Like that was like a really like sweet and heartbreaking moment for me.
I don't think he needed to die.
I think you were too stuck on that to feel the emotional.
Yeah, I was really upset.
Yeah.
I was like, this is, I don't know.
It's some bullshit.
I think somebody else could have died.
I understand, and I don't know. I think it's so funny because with you saying that, like some of y'all I've seen in like in the live and like in the comments, like saying you felt similar, and like people on Instagram said, or not Instagram because we're not there yet on Instagram, but on TikTok have said that they also were mad, and like I wasn't like mad. I was just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. But then I also was like, this feels very SJM to me because she loves a heart-wrenching kill the dad immediately after there's something. But like I go back to that kind of like tenet that we of course learned as like teachers of writing, of like we've got to give them something and take something away, and there were so many storylines where that kind of had to happen. So for Aedion to get his love after being a dick, his daddy had to die before they could fully reconcile. But we all know how I feel about Aedion.
He deserved that shit.
I would have rathered him.
Gavriel did not deserve it, and he didn't deserve I
would have rather him have like kept the like promise of like maybe building a relationship with his father and him lose Lysandra, not in death but in relationship.
Right.
I would have preferred that because I just don't ship them together, and I wanted her to be with either like Fenris or with who's the guy that I was
Ren.
Or Ren. I was like shipping Ren because he was like sweet to her. And I was like, oh, maybe this is like an introduction to something different since Aedion just sucked. That still never fully felt satisfying to me.
No, it didn't. It wasn't enough. Well,
no.
It was only enough because she decided it was enough.
I know.
She came back to him. So I think in that she realized, all right, you were fucking stupid, and I'm never gonna let you live this down. Like I'm gonna talk about this for years. I'm also gonna tell Aelin on you for sure.
Yeah.
But like, I love you, and
yeah,
you know, she forgave him. I don't forgive him, but she forgave him, so I can't be mad.
Do you feel like Gavriel was a little bit kind of? It's not quite the same, so I'm not like making like a like pure like 1-to-1 comparison here, everybody, just so y'all know, because I know we're all very protective of Liam, but I do feel like of the cadre,
yes,
Gavriel was kind of the Liam of the group.
No, I think Fenris was the Liam of the group.
I
mean, he literally played Liam's role.
I don't know if I fully agree, just because Fenris initially, you're like, what? Fenris initially was like not like, he was very like anti-Aelin, where I feel like Gavriel came in and he was like more I guess, I don't know if forgiving is the right word, but like he was more he wasn't antagonistic in the way that Fenris was antagonistic. And then Fenris did like, he had his full journey and like their relationship was like really sweet. Like I feel like that's more of like, I don't know if I can like compare him to anyone in Fourth Wing. I'm more so saying with Gavriel, like I feel like he was very steady and Liam was a very steady character. And Rebecca always says about Liam, like he didn't have more growth to be had. I don't think Gavriel had no more growth to be had, but I think that he kind of played his role as the steady character of the group. And so she like... So
you're saying the archetype of him was the same, not necessarily the role he played in the character.
I don't know
if we're talking about the role he played, Fenris
he was the one
covered him.
Totally.
No,
I'm not saying
Selena,
that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just saying more so...
Archetype-wise, I can maybe... I don't know.
Like in terms of like where... the like trajectory of their character, like his main thing was to reconcile with his son, and he did that by saving his son's life because he wasn't there for him before. So I do actually think it kind of made sense for his character arc. Like I don't think it was totally out of the realm of possibility, even though it was upsetting as a reader to see him die.
You're just saying it was no more growth to be had.
I think one could argue that like he saw his arc through because his main thing was to reconcile with his son, and the biggest same with Nesta, like the way she needed her father to show up for her no matter what, like risk feelings she held, but like risk that put him under. And so to see him come through in like such a big way, and again, like I actually was more affected by Gavriel's death than I was Papa Archeron. I kind of felt like, man, what the fuck, but I know you had a big reaction to that one. And so I think there's some similarity there, and that's why I'm always like, I wonder what SJM's experience has been, that it seems a little bit, I mean, 2 doesn't make a pattern, but like it does seem like a pattern. I gotta dad coming in kind of like at the end to reconcile, but then they end up perishing. And that's what kind of like has their child be kind of forgive them, even though it's then very painful. And I mean, in Nesta's case, it gave her a lot of trauma, but I don't know. I think that's why I see why she made that choice, even if it's like sucks.
Yeah. I don't agree, but I just can't. I don't. If there's more relationship to be had, then there's always more growth to be had. Of course. So I do. I see what you're saying.
But if I'm thinking as SJ, I'm like looking at the expanse of characters and knowing like some of them have to die. I mean, yeah, some of them have to die. Otherwise, like, is it really a battle?
So kill Aedion.
I mean, I agree. I would prefer. I think Aedion should have died.
Yrene.
I think Aedion should have died saving Lysandra, since she saved them all the fucking time.
Yeah.
He should have died, and then she would forgive him in his dying breath, and then could eventually move on because he was a dick to her.
Yeah.
I've
been totally okay.
Then she could move on with Gavriel and get the best of both of them.
No, that's crazy. Not his dad. No, that's crazy. No. Ren, you can move on with Ren. Or maybe Fenris.
I'm just kidding, kind of.
Jesus Christ.
That would be like the alternate, like, reality show version of Throne of Glass.
No, that should be thrown.
It's Jerry Springer.
Yeah,
Sandra comes in with Gavriel.
That should be way
Aedion's
too
ghost is on the other side, and he's like,
that'll be way too
you fucked my daddy.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. This nigga get the blood oath and come back to life and kill everybody. Nah, fuck no. Zombie.
I'm sorry, but there is a skit in there.
Maybe.
There's a skit in there.
Oh my God.
So there were a couple moments that I think I didn't really get like full reactions from you but like I know not just me, but like our Patreon members, y'all were curious what your reaction was. Mm-hmm. And the first one was the vote, which I feel like is a very important follow-up to our last podcast episode, where you said that if anyone should die, it should be Aelin.